closing in, I guess that I'm going big. So appropriate that I leave him motionless. What's the point of moving? You ain't been close to this. I know you as a student when the chosen brewing. All emotions growing truth to stop that. In my bag and they feelings usually. You see the balance if he knew he been a maverick for it. Had me in a two-seat with my homies. Still a visionary till the movie. So only those who would get the picture choose me. So stop talking like you know some. You crop watch and go and grow some. They start jotting from the sofa, talking out your wallet, but you confident with no dub.
So we've been bouncing around here on Lake Powell all day. Yep, there's another one. And we've absolutely been smacking bass in every way, like topwater poppers, divers, streamers. And we just got to this one spot, and it's, for the last half an hour, it's been just about every cast. So yeah, they're eating it shallow, deep, medium, fast, slow, jigging it, doesn't really matter. We're fishing 7 weights with a pretty heavy sink line, so if we want to let it go deep, we can. It's pretty awesome. I think all of our thumbs are getting pretty raw from lipping bass, which is a good problem to have.
The night before, we had seen a lot of schools of bait in this canyon that we're camping in. Feeling hopeful for stripers, even though it didn't really work out for day one. But we decided to explore this canyon, looking for stripers that have pushed bait balls in there. A few miles away, there's this other, even skinnier canyon, and we were feeling kind of hopeful about that because this canyon's too skinny for really any other boats to get into. Day one, the water clarity was a little cloudy. This new spot we're in, the water is crystal clear. So as we're looking for stripers, we were just seeing bass everywhere. And the fishing was absolutely amazing. So spirits are high. We've already decided we're giving up on the striper thing. It's now mid-morning. We're gonna go fish one more zone and then have some lunch. So we get to this new zone. It's kind of like just perfect bass terrain, right? Rocky shores, dead, flooded, like trees and bushes all through the water. I think Kevin was pretty happy that we went there because he got some pretty incredible photos. And we had a good time catching bass and getting our flies stuck in branches. Time for lunch at this point. Ben cooked us up some amazing egg sandwiches again. And we got up on top of the platform on the boat and tried to do some flips off it. It was a blast. So at this point, we're feeling pretty confident about, we know how to get them on top water, we know how to sight fish. So we continue to just bounce around and we find this one rocky shoreline that kind of made the trip. The water clarity was so good here, we could see fish that were 20 plus feet deep. We knew we could get them on the top water, but it was kind of fun exploring the depths here, and we were letting our sink lines do some work and get our flies down and fishing mostly white woolly buggers. And the size of the bass we started getting down at like 15, 20 plus feet was incredible.
Wow, look at all the fish down to the left. Yeah, let some drop. So what I was doing is, like, if I cast like near some really good surface structure, I'd strip right away. But then the rest of the spots, I'd give it at least like a 3 to 5 count. There we go.
Oh,
yeah.
Whoa. Something came right up, sniffed it.
Look, it puked up another fish.
Oh,
2 fish.
Oh shit.
Dude, we need something like that size. So I guess that's probably what size the shad are right now, huh? Yes.
Oh shit.
Ooh, that's a good one. Hold that one up for Kev. Oh, never mind.
Apparently not. Fishing for bass, one thing that I'm not used to is letting it sink. They really like to eat it on the sink. So a few twitches and let it sink. They really like to go for it.
Fishing's so hot right now that every fish we're catching is puking up other fish that they've already eaten. The last one just threw up 3. Do you like me back rowing like this, or you want me to
that's fine.
spin you around?
There he is.
Yeah. There we go.
You can't really see. You lose when your fly disappears. You basically set the hook.
Can we talk about that LDR rate now? I know what you just tried to do there. You're like, oh, it's so crazy. If I change the subject, Brandon will make fun of me for missing a fish.
I was just a pro release.
You're like, not that big. I'll just
Actually, it's
twitch
pretty
my
good.
rod the right way and let the little fish off.
Oh, I can just see him down there.
It helps and hurts you when you can see him. Sometimes when I can see him, I spaz out a little bit,
Yeah.
and then I miss him.
Kev, you got to make me look good for my girlfriend.
Ooh, ooh,
Oh no,
ooh. Dude,
coming around.
that's got to be a striper. You think it's a bass? He's
Molly.
so big though.
I have not broken her out yet.
No, you're due for one. Oh,
Shit. Just missed him.
you're mic'd up. You meant shoot.
Shucks.
Shucks. Crikey.
Darn it. Okay, keep this a little further out. There you
Like
go.
this distance?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe a little more.
Oh yeah? You can do some like pro casts, huh? I like it. Oh yeah.
There it is.
There we go. Nice. Boop. Thanks for the boop. In fly fishing, that is not a bad boop.
No. Just a little love tap.
Yeah. Getting hit in the face with a streamer or a 12-weight jungle line.
Yeah. Not good.
No.
Maybe out a little further if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
You're so sweet.
Thanks for asking so nicely. We'll get you further off it.
Oh yeah, I can see him everywhere.
Dude, why is this spot so crazy?
We got to this one rocky coastline and we probably spent the last 2 hours of the day fishing there, and every minute or so it seemed like someone was pulling in a bass. That's where Kevin got the one striper, and that was pretty amazing. It was a pretty incredible trip. We learned a lot more about bass fishing, and we always do, considering we spend most of our time fishing for trout. What was really cool about being down there with the Flycraft, when you have 3, 4, 5 people trying to fish at the same time out of one boat, that just doesn't work. So it was so great being able to launch 2 people off in the Flycraft, so we're not tangling our lines together and that type of thing. And then the Flycraft allowed us to get into a lot of spots that the bigger boat couldn't. So it was a huge advantage to getting into some of those tight little canyons and some of those areas with the dead trees where you couldn't get a bigger boat in there. You know, it was not very deep and there was snags everywhere and rocks and that type of thing. And we constantly were in places where the big boat couldn't go because you don't want to risk like damaging your motor in the big boat. And even when we're motoring in the Flycraft, we still have a relatively shallow draft because Lake Powell is a popular fishery and a lot of people fish down there. So being able to get to where other people can't always is a big advantage. It doesn't matter if you're chasing trout, bass, muskie, whatever. Yeah, that's a big win.